It began with a whisper, then a death, then another. The trees stood still. The animals vanished. And the people began to lose their minds. In a remote corner of the world lies a town surrounded by silence, where tragedy wasn't rare. It was expected. No one could explain the endless misfortunes, the chilling screams in the night, or the way the air felt heavier. Locals stopped searching for answers. Instead, they clung to a single belief: we are cursed. But was it really a curse, or something far more terrifying? This is the story of the town that believed it was cursed. It all started on a chilly morning in November 1976. A small girl named Emily Carter was getting ready for school in the quiet town of Dry Creek, nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains. She buttoned her coat, kissed her mother goodbye, and pedaled off on her bicycle, like she always did. But that morning, she never made it to school. Her bike was discovered hours later, leaning neatly against a wooden fence near the woods. No sign of a struggle, no footprints, no sound. Just a sense of stillness that made even the birds go quiet. People searched. Search dogs sniffed through the forest. Helicopters flew overhead. Nothing. Emily had vanished like a puff of smoke. At first, locals assumed she had run away. But just 5 days later, her younger brother Jacob disappeared from their backyard, leaving behind only a spinning swing and a trail of muddy footprints that led into the forest, and stopped. Completely, as if something had lifted him right off the ground. Now the town wasn't just scared, it was terrified. Whispers spread like wildfire. Some said it was a predator, others something far more sinister. No one could ignore the signs: pets fleeing homes, birds refusing to sing, and radios picking up voices through dead air. Some claimed they heard whispering in the trees when no one was there. The town priest, Father Mallory, held an emergency sermon urging people to turn to God. That very night, he was found wandering the cemetery barefoot, eyes wide, whispering about a shadow beneath the soil. He was committed the next morning. Between 1976 and 1982, 14 people vanished. 5 returned weeks later, dazed and disoriented, with no memory of where they had been. But each of them spoke the same chilling phrase: "It watches from the trees." State investigators were called in. Maps were drawn, patterns uncovered. Every disappearance happened within a 3-mile radius of the old coal mine. A mine that had been sealed decades earlier after a tragic collapse killed 26 men. Some townsfolk began to speak of a curse. They said the land was poisoned, haunted by the trapped souls of the miners. Others believed something older had awakened, something that had been buried long before humans arrived. One of those was Ethan Blackwell, a retired military tracker who had returned to Dry Creek after his wife passed. He began keeping a journal, noting every strange sound, every unnatural occurrence. He said the town didn't need the police. It needed a warning sign. What he wrote chilled even the most doubtful. Ethan claimed he saw tall, thin figures with glowing eyes moving through the woods. He heard his late wife's voice whispering from the trees, luring him toward the mine. And he wasn't the only one. Townspeople reported shadows moving without light, children seeing mirrors in the forest. Then came the night that changed everything. October 9th, 1986. During the annual Harvest Festival, Dry Creek's water turned black. Not cloudy, black, thick, oily, every home, every tap. People stared at their sinks in disbelief. Tests showed no contamination, no toxins. It was just black, as if the town itself was bleeding from the inside. And then it cleared, as if nothing had happened. That night, 3 more residents disappeared. By morning, Dry Creek was declared a red zone. Half the town packed up and left before sundown. The other half stayed, not because they weren't afraid, but because they feared what might follow them if they left. Today, Dry Creek still exists. Part ghost town, part haunted memory. Tourists whisper about it on forums, dare each other to drive through. But few make it past the fog-covered road that leads into town. And those who do say the silence is unnatural. That the trees seem to breathe, that the shadows move even when there's no wind. And if you stand still long enough, you'll hear it too. It watches from the trees. So, what really happened in Dry Creek? Was it a curse, a haunting, or something ancient that still lurks beneath the soil, watching, waiting? Sometimes, the most terrifying part of a mystery isn't what we know. It's what we'll never understand. Let me ask you this. If you were passing by Dry Creek on a lonely road trip and saw the fog-covered road leading in, would you keep driving? Or would curiosity pull you in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if stories like this send chills down your spine, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone brave, and hit that subscribe button, because the next tale might be even darker. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and whatever you do, don't look away from the trees.